Okay. Yo, what's up, guys? In this video, we are going to understand Jiddu Krishnamurti. He's someone who I first watched this video in 2020, and I didn't think much of it. It felt like a really smart guy speaking, and I was listening to it uh, and it, I was listening to it the same way a kid eats the candy and looks at the amusement park. You have something sweet going on, but your attention is elsewhere at the bigger rides, but you're still eating the candy. For me, his work was something like that. It's actually after understanding how to do self inquiry that I really understood how to use the resources given by Jiddu Krishnamurti. Now, who's Jiddu Krishnamurti, you might ask? He's someone who has basically used his mind to jailbreak his mind. Imagine that. And the way you do it is it's very logical in nature, and it's very much a style of self inquiry that's grounded on a certain state of consciousness. So, we are going to watch Jiddu Krishnamurti's video, and then we are also going to dissect what he actually means, because he says a lot of things, and there are a lot of things you need to know, like a prerequisite, before like actually understanding what he's saying. So let me not this thing. Let's watch the video. Oh, pa pa pa. All right. Just give me a moment.
Allah. Allah. To begin with, most of us must consciously be attentive. But does this attention become a constant, spontaneous state of action? There is a desire there, motive.
It's a desire.
You see this? How can I maintain this attention constantly, continuously? That means you have already a motive.
Okay, now we have to understand why he's professing this desire so much. So now let's give a quick one-on-one on desire. So with desire is basically like this. You have this moment right here. Let's call this A. This moment right here, you watching this video and everything that goes with this, like the thoughts, emotions, sensations, this bubble of consciousness right here. All right. And you have another moment, as a very similar bubble of experience with very different sensory input, like for example you being rich, or you being happy somewhere in this big mansion, or you going out the next day, right? This bubble of experience that exists conceptually in your imagination, this conception which exists in your imagination. And what desire is basically, desire is the act of forsaking this moment. Forsaking, what do I mean? By forsaking something, I mean you're letting go of preferring this bubble of experience right here, that this you're watching this video, right? This bubble of experience right here, and you are desiring, you are preferring this conceptual idea, this conceptual movie that is going on in your head more than this actual experience which is here. You feel me? And this is where desire comes in. So a part of self inquiry is finding out and becoming conscious, finding out and becoming conscious of this mechanism. Now, the facade, the illusion that this desire plays, the illusion that the desire plays, it makes you think this is actually this. So it makes you think the movies that you are imagining, that's existing in this conceptual realm, that is not present here, this movie that's existing somewhere else, is actually the real one, is actually the fact, is that he uses the word fact, or you can use the word actuality, or you could also use the word truth. Yeah. And you forsake, you become misplaced. It's like an illusion. You see, you wear this rose colored glasses, and you are forsaking the preference that you have for this moment right here, this moment right here, to prefer some other moment. And this is what he means by desire. All right. And this is what he is trying to highlight. It's like, oh look, there's a desire here. What do I mean by desire? He wants to maintain the state of attention constantly, something like that. So let's watch further.
Right? So let's inquire, what is attention? And also, what is not being attentive? Inattention, right? Inattention and attention. What is attention?
What is attention?
What is the relationship of attention to awareness?
Now look, what he's doing right here, forget about the conclusion. It is the way of thinking that he's trying to point at. It is not exactly what he's saying, it is the process he is asking the strategic questions with is the gold. It's not exactly his reply and his action. No, it's about asking the right question, and every question has a motive here, a motive to redirect your awareness, redirect your consciousness, redirect your redirect your attention to something that is experiential in your direct experience. All right, following me, something that's real, like this right here, this is real. All right, I can feel it experientially, I can see it. But Antarctica for me right now, there's nothing experiential about it. It exists in a conceptual realm. Antarctica for me exists in a conceptual realm. Now, is the conceptual realm real or not? Of course, self-inquiry there is needed. However, I'm trying to highlight this nuanced distinction that one makes between experiential knowledge, a knowledge that is gained through direct experience, like, what is this? When I touch it, what it feels like, this cannot be described through words, right? And you have the conceptual knowledge which you could talk about. Another example I could give is like a finger pointing to the moon. Yeah, you could talk about the moon. You could say, oh yeah, the moon has a white sphere, it is doesn't illuminate light, it is in the night, you can talk about it. And then there's the act of looking at the moon itself. It's the act of, when a finger points at the moon, your attention redirects and looks at the moon, and that experience is very subjective and it cannot be spoken about. See, because it's the knowledge itself exists in the realm of experience, not in the realm of symbols. The symbols that you use, the language, these words that you use are meant to point at an experience. So the questions that is asking are meant to point at an experience rather than a concept. Like, oh, what is attention? Oh, attention is this, oh, I get it now. Oh, what is moon? Oh, moon is this white sphere, it has this circles, it comes up in the night. Oh really? Yeah, it's closest to the earth, it keeps orbiting earth. Oh wow. That knowledge is a conceptual knowledge. But there's another type of knowledge, it's experiential. When you look at the moon and experience looking at the moon, that you cannot put it in words, you see. The only things you can do is give questions or like pointers. Oh, look at that. And you're like, wait, what? And then you get an experience, right? So the questions are meant to point to an experience rather than something conceptual. I hope that's clear. So with that, let's keep watching.
Right? You understand? We are aware of the tent, of the people, and so on. In that awareness, which is to see the whole thing, as you enter in the tent, you see. And in that attention, in that awareness, there is choice. Oh, there are my friends there. I don't know those people there.
Now notice how he is thinking. This entire thought process is a very unique thought process itself. It is not thought academically or whatever. So the thought process here is to investigate, all right, is to investigate through your direct experience what you're experiencing, which is experiential. You're trying to talk about an experience rather than something theory, you know. So he's saying, oh, when I enter a tent, I have like this bubble, and he's trying to like point out what is. The trying to point out the isness to the purest. All right, you following me? It gets easier once you get a hang of it.
I wave to the friends and I don't look at the others.
It's all an experience.
And in that awareness, I say, that's a nice shirt, and that's rather an ugly one. He's got a rather nice face, and she looks quite nice and intelligent. I'm surprised she's here. It's quite funny. So in that awareness, there is choice. Right? There is choice. They are there and here.
Now he said this, you have to, now the way this works, the way you understand this person is you stop and you verify this in your direct experience. That is the process that he shines. So here's a part, you take a pause and then you like take a moment and try to verify this in your direct experience. Is what he's saying true? Is this true? That, okay, there's an awareness. Yeah, this is true. In this awareness, I have choices that I can make. Okay, that is true. Yeah, be very skeptically open-minded. That is the way to, that is the motive why he's even speaking. It's not to give a talk, but rather to, he says it very often, to investigate together. Yeah, you and I, the speaker and the audience, investigates together. That's what he says. So you take a pause here. Till now, what he said is true. All right.
So that choice prevents total awareness.
Now, if I have to think about it, the choice prevents total awareness. So here he makes a leap, right? He makes a logical leap here. The choice prevents total awareness because you're because whenever so I understand what he's saying. So so this connects with the concept of duality. So when he's talking about the choice prevents total awareness, because when you, to make a choice, you make a distinction. Yeah. And when you make a distinction, there's also a preference. So you no longer are looking at the reality as is, but rather you're looking at it with a filter of this preference. So that's what he's trying to highlight. So you see, now I get it, what he's saying. See, but you have to like take a moment and pause. That's the technique. That's the way.
Can one be aware without choice?
So he's indirectly connecting it to the concept of duality. Can one be aware without any dualities imposed on this reality? Is if I have to like paraphrase what he's saying.
You understand? You do it now as we're talking. Please don't
The guy's
look at
begging,
me,
dude.
but look at, watch yourself and see if you can be aware without any choice.
So see, he not only mentions here, but he also like begs. He begs for the audience to. He not only becomes aware, but he also begs. He begs for the audience to do the work together with him. He's like, please, can I, please? It's funny, dude. Always find this super funny.
Look at me, but look at, watch yourself and see if you can be aware without any choice. You have to choose between good material and bad material. Right? You have to choose between a good car and bad car, second-hand car, and so on and so on. And we won't go into that. You have to choose. But in awareness, can one be free of choice altogether?
This, now look, what he's saying, forget about it. Look at the style of questioning that he's doing. Look at what he's asking. To paraphrase this, so here, so let me actually draw this in the whiteboard, so it's easier for you guys. So go like that, go like that. So let's follow this slowly, systematically. Just give me 1 second. All right, look. So here's the first. So it's like a mathematical proof, you see. Here's the first statement. All right. The first statement is there is awareness. There is awareness. All right. This bubble of experience that you're looking at right now, where you see your hands, yeah, look, this is like the statement number 1, which is true. Let me write this in green. Statement number 1, which is true. Then you have statement number 2, that you make a choice. All right. True. Now he's the third question that he asks is can you look at this awareness without this it's like you're wearing rose-colored glasses. So the author, Jiddu Krishnamurti, he's asking, can you and I look at this bubble of awareness without any choice? So for me, it's like, the question I ask right now is, what creates the choice in the first place? What created this dynamic where now you actually have a choice? And you actually find this answer in the concept of duality, the yin yang thingy, the concept of duality. At some point someone went, you know what, this aspect of reality is better than this aspect of reality. All right, this aspect of reality A is better than this aspect of reality B. For example, a used car, here he says, versus like a Mercedes Benz, He's saying a used car is less better than a Benz car. So at some point, if you put a used car and a Benz car in front of you, we prefer the Benz car. Now, what creates this choice in the first place? And can you look at reality without this filter? Whatever filter, without this preference, without this mechanism of preference that you are using to not only like distinguish aspects of reality but also make a preference, you see. So that's what he's asking. A very nuanced question, and the answer doesn't lie in a concept. So the answer lies in the realm of experience, you know. The answer lies in the realm of looking at the moon. Because what he's asking, can you do this? And the only way the only way you can find out is by doing it and seeing whether you can do it or not. That's the only way you can answer this question.
Just to be aware and not say, I don't like this shirt, I do like that shirt, he's a nice looking. You follow all that
I follow.
activity going on.
Hit me.
To be so completely aware without choice is attention.
So he is now defining attention. Now, my God. The reason I'm breaking this down is because it's very easy to like lose the chain of thought. So attention whatever. So attention, what he's saying, if you have this bubble of experience right here, if you have this bubble of experience right here, but you look at this experience without any dualities, like if you remove all the dualities, if you remove all the preferences that you have, and you just prefer the raw experience, like in Buddhism they call the isness, this moment. If you take this moment and you just prefer the isness of this moment completely, while letting go of all the distinctions that you have made, all the preferences that you have chosen. Because where does preferences lie? This is something you can verify in your direct experience. If you tune into your body, tune into your mind and see where your preferences lie, it lies in thoughts. And thoughts exist in the realm of imagination. Thoughts exist here, it doesn't exist here. There's actually nothing that makes Mercedes-Benz better than a used car. Nothing. It is our concepts that we put on top of this car, our meaning that we put on top of this car, that gives us this preference, right? Where you like prefer this thing. Oh, people look, if you are driving in a Benz compared to a used car, you know the car will last longer. People will like look at you like, wow, dude, the guy's driving a Benz. You have social status. You like the aesthetic of it, whatever. Compared to used car, doesn't have this. But you see, all of these reasons doesn't exist in actuality, doesn't exist in the isness of this moment, but rather exist in this realm of conceptuality, in the same realm where you talk about the moon rather than looking at the moon, right? Where you talk about the moon, yeah, moon has 100 days. What? Moon revolves Earth, and moon is closer to Earth. It is white in color. It has black gray spots. It revolves. It has a gravitational pull. This knowledge, when I'm talking about the moon, let me write it. Moon. You have this knowledge talking about the moon. If you tune in and try to become aware of the nature, of the quality of this kind of this aspect of reality, if you become aware, right, of this aspect of reality, which you know is not real, right? Your experience of looking at the moon is real, but all of this is about the moon. Kind of like observations you made about the moon, right? The preferences also exist in the same realm. which I call the realm of imagination. So what he's telling here, the attention. So what he's telling here is that the attention is, if you look at this aspect of reality and remove all this knowledge, the second hand knowledge is what he calls. If you remove all the second hand knowledge that you have consumed and look at the raw isness without any preference, without any dualities, without any knowledge like this about the moon or whatever, and if you just look, and he calls that attention. Clear?
Right?
Right.
Is it clear?
Yep.
Are we together in this?
Yep.
We are together.
I hope at least we are together. When I was watching this video, I was definitely not together, but I hope we are together. Yeah.
In this only if you do it.
So he says, starts do it. I think as he gets older, he starts like, guys, please, let's do it. Please, just do it. Don't listen to me. Just please, do it. So funny, dude. He does this.
If you are completely aware that you choose, that you have like and dislike, that you have motive, and see how these motives, like and dislike, my friend and not my friend, all that thing goes on, then you are not aware fully.
So he's saying you're not aware fully, as in your experience. What he's saying, why I'm not aware fully? He's saying your experience when you have the choices is tinted. Like when you wear this cooling glass, when you wear a rose-colored glass, you look around, your experience is tinted to the color pink. Yeah. So he's saying you're not aware of the reality fully because your experience is now colored, is now tinted with this color pink. And he's saying attention is when you remove these glasses and just look at the world without any glasses. Is attention. So, are we following? Guys, please follow. Yeah.
You are aware fully when you have no choice, naturally. Right? That state of awareness is attention. Right? That state of attention has no me in the middle of it.
Now, you guys listen to this. This is like a new logical leap. Yeah. See, he's making like... So here is making another conclusion. So if... Okay, follow this. Ready? All right. He's saying this. If you investigate attention, if you become aware fully, removed all the glasses, removed all the preferences, remove all the choices that you make, and you have an experience, right? You have some experience. Let's call this experience X. You have an experience X. All right. And he's saying, okay, now if you look at this experience X and investigate, like, and make observations, like how you look at the moon and make observations. Oh, there is white, it glows. You look at the moon and say, oh, it is white, it glows, papa. There is like dark circles here. Wow, there's a star near the moon. You're making observations about the moon, right? So he's saying, if you take this attention and if you make observations of this state of being, let's call it, then he'll say you will notice that there is no you or me in it. Yeah. Now, unless you get... the funny part is, unless you get aware of this experience, you cannot make this conclusion. Because this is not a logical leap that this person is taking, but rather an observation that this person is making about this experience that he calls attention. You guys following me? This guy
Yeah.
is too smart.
Choice always has a center from which you choose. Right?
Right.
That is the ego, the me, the self, and all that. Whereas if you observe and be aware without choice, that awareness expands to total attention. In that attention, there is no self. There is no me, I like, don't like. You follow all that bit?
Yeah, I follow, man. Good. You guys follow? I follow. You follow? Good.
So we have, now, what is inattention?
Man, I love every time this guy suddenly smiles. He's like, yeah, I just jailbroke the world. That's the smile he has, you know. Every time he reaches, he talks about this, and there is no you and me in it. Yeah, take that reality. I just broke you, you know. It's like a phone jailbreaking itself and then feeling, I'm like, yeah, I jailbroke you. That's the vibe I get. It's funny. I like it.
Is inattention distraction?
I don't know.
You understand?
I understand.
We are distracted by the noise, by the train, by, various forms of distractions. Why do we call it distractions? You're following on that? Are we together in this?
Yeah, we are together.
Why do we call it distraction?
Good.
Because I don't want to be distracted from this, from what I'm doing.
Yeah, so why do you call it distraction? Where is that bubble of experience thing I drew? I think I deleted it. What? Oh no. I've been doing this. Oh, okay. I forgot to change, guys. Wow.
Right? Where the doing is attention. And if there is attention where there is inattention, the inattention is attention. So Lordy.
So you guys are getting, probably you guys got confused here. Simple. Look. So he's saying, so let's back up, yeah, and now talk about what he's talking about. He's talking about distraction. All right, what he's saying, he's talking about distraction. He's saying, look, man, you have a bubble of experience A, you have a bubble of experience B. Distraction is the mechanism of this. You are choosing this experience. A choice is made to choose this experience, but something about this experience makes your attention go like this and choose this one. And because it is making you prefer something else compared to what you have intended, so he's calling this distraction. All right, so he's calling this also inattention. This is what he's saying. So it's inattention. This is inattention. But if you are turning your attention to this mechanism itself, then the attention becomes distraction or inattention. All right, so let's back up. Keep forgetting to change. Well, look like this. So you have a choice that you're making to an experience A, but something about your experience B is pulling your awareness to this experience B. the author calls it distraction or inattention. And the author says if you put your attention on this mechanism, then you're putting your attention on the inattention. Then your inattention becomes attention, is what he's saying. So
why do you call it inattention? I don't think there's such thing as inattention. Or distraction. There is only a complete attention or not attention. That's all.
So he's saying, you know what, man, I'm checking out of this entire concept, okay? This entire concept of. So he's saying this distraction itself, forget about this. This makes no sense. He's saying there's only two experiences, all right? You have the experience, all right, without any choice. He calls this attention. I hope you guys followed. And you have another experience, but with the you have another experience, yeah, but with choices, and it calls this not attention. And he says that's all there is. There is attention and there's not attention. Okay, let's go. Okay.
Right? I wouldn't call it, personally, we wouldn't say there is any distraction. There's a train going by. I'm aware of it. And there is no choice. Say, how I want to listen to that man. You understand? I'm just listening to that sound.
So he's talking about the train sound because of this. Especially noises have a calming effect. Have you noticed this? Noises have a calming effect because it's very hard to have a preference on like a white noise. That's why white noise is calming. Because when you're listening to a white noise like this, a train passing by, you don't think, you know what? If this white noise had little bit of, I don't know, man, lower frequency, then this white noise would have been a better white noise. You know what I mean? It's very hard to have like a abstract preference on something like white noise. So if you just listen to white noise, it's pretty calming if you listen to like a certain period of time. So he's saying, that's what he's saying. I have my attention of the white noise, but I have no choice, you see. I don't have any preference. I have no ideas where, if the white noise was like this, then I would like this experience a little bit more. Something like that. You guys following? Please, huh?
So there is only attention. And why shouldn't there be inattention? What's wrong? We are working all day and we sleep at night, right? Would you call sleeping inattention? You understand? One goes for a walk, looks at all the trees, the mountains, the perfume on a sunny day of the pines, and the running river, sound of it. That's all attention, if you are attending. And why should there be no attention? You take relax. You follow? We want to be something all the time.
So he's saying we want something all the time. Meaning, in every moment, we go, if this experience had this man, then I would like this experience a little bit more. Every time we have something like that. A preference, you see. A preference to something that is not right here.
We want to have a continuity of something which we think is right. And therefore, that which has continuity is not right.
You following?
Right? I wonder if you understand this. Zaveko, are we together in this?
Guys, we're here. We're here.
We want a continuity, don't we? Continuity of happiness, continuity of relationship, continuity of so many, many, many things. Which is what? Continuity of memory.
Mama.
Right? And if there is no continuity, we feel lost. We feel empty. Why shouldn't we be empty for a while? Why shouldn't we be nothing? Even for a few minutes. But to us that's frightening because we know continuity. Right? So, attention has no continuity. There is only attention. One doesn't say, I must be continuously attentive. Then it's mechanical process.
Mechanical meaning what? It involves the ego, you know.
Attention is something living. Not a conclusion that I must be attentive. That becomes too childish, right?
There you go, guys. JK is the coolest Buddha. I have to sign into the chat, man. Yeah, so let me know if you like videos like this. You guys have any... You guys want me to like do another video? We can do it. Or else we can call it off. It's been 42 minutes to explain an 11-minute video. Man, it's crazy. Yeah, so Jiddu Krishnamurti is like... Man, the guy killed it. The guy mastered self-inquiry to the purest form, and if you are someone who wants to self-inquire and understand the art of self-inquiring, his lectures I think are by far the best. But self-inquiry also requires you to be in a certain state of mind, a certain quality of mind you need that to self-inquire, and I think that's what Buddhism kind of offers a bit more with something like meditation or chanting and stuff like that. But let's watch one more video. Does God exist? By God, if you mean this. Your sorrow is man cancer. All of these are like too so big. Negative oneself. Mechanical. Let's watch this.
One observes clearly that constant effort does damage the brain. Constant struggle, all that. And also this mechanical movement, which implies practice, all that, which purely becomes mechanical, which is called meditation and so on. So, we found two factors. And also we said the major factor may be the whole movement of thought and its action. And we asked, why has thought become so important?
Nice. It's a good question. So we shall do it. You know what? Let's do with this. Let's deconstruct another video which involves. Man, this is such a good question. So he's asking, the question is this.
Using up such tremendous energy,
Tremendous energy.
night and day, if the images, the ideals, sexual images, and so on, so on, so on, which is all the movement of thought, all the time. Anger, bitterness, aggressiveness.
So what he's asking is, why do we prefer thought more than the actuality of experience? Why is it that something that exists in our imagination feels more important than something that's actually here? It's a good question. I don't know myself too. Let's find out.
Saying you're wrong, I'm right, and the battle that goes on. Why has thought become so enormously important? Dismiss. Which apparently doesn't seem to end at all. You understand? Of course. So, is there an ending, you follow, sir? To end something is to release energy, not in any to release energy. This is too much.
Yeah, it's too much.
I
man.
want to go on, but apparently
It's too much, man. Gotta back up.
Do we recognize, sir, the one central factor that thought is in motion, is in movement from the moment you wake up till you sleep, and when you sleep, it is there.
Yeah.
All the time. And so it may be mechanical. So thought is mechanical. Therefore, it's factor that is a deteriorating factor.
It's like, oh no, I have jumped too far. These people can't follow me. I need to this logical conclusion is just too much.
That is a deteriorating factor. So, do we recognize, do we see the fact that thought is mechanical?
It seems there's more to it.
Huh?
It seems there's more to it. This constant thinking feeds those forces which motivate the thinking itself, such as
Bro, what? It's actually some guy talking, so I'm gonna move my camera to something. There. But then this guy's talking, so maybe right there.
vanity, greed.
We said that, sir. What is the motive? We said that, sir. We asked, what is the motive of this constant thinking? Motive means movement. In a direction or no direction. Motive means, actually, the meaning of the word is to a movement. We've been through all this. I am asking, as long as this brain, our brain, has become mechanical, that may be the major factor of deterioration. That mechanical process is thought, and thought is mechanical. Do we see that?
So here's what he's saying, mechanical. So but mechanical I'm interpreting as something that you are doing, so it's mechanical in nature, and something that is happening from you, is thought mechanical. Who knows? I don't know what he exactly defines as mechanical, but
You may invent the most marvelous engines, that is still the movement of thought. You may sit and close your eyes and think about God, it is still mechanical. Or you
I get it, guys. So he's saying this mechanical. Remember how in beginning of this video I told there are two kinds of knowledge. One is experiential knowledge, other is conceptual knowledge. Yeah. So experiential knowledge is a knowledge that you gain through experiencing. Like if I look at this pen and if I touch it, feel it, and just look at it, all of this is an experiential knowledge. Yeah, this input that you're getting, this raw input that you're getting through your touch, smell, sight, taste, this is an experiential data. This is an experiential knowledge. But me making conclusions, oh, this is a pen, I use this to write in my drawing tablet, oh, there are two buttons, all of this is conceptual knowledge. All right. And he's saying these thoughts are conceptual in nature, as in they're mechanical, you see, because it's happening in this realm of concepts. So if you look back, that's what he says.
You may sit and close your eyes and think about God, it is still mechanical.
Because you're thinking about God, it's still mechanical, and he's talking a process of the thoughts, the quality of the knowledge in the conceptual realm, the conceptual knowledge, the quality of it, the movement of it is mechanical in nature. All right. Like if I think about God, is God like this, like that? I don't know, man. Some guy in heaven or hell. All of that exists in this realm of concepts, and he's telling that's mechanical in nature because your awareness is residing, existing, living in this realm of conceptual.
Or you may say, I will practice, I will sit quietly, I will surrender myself to somebody with a beard or non-beard, and that's also mechanical. So any movement of thought is mechanical. And we are saying that is the essence of deterioration. So that makes us struggle, right? We are competitive. We want to reach, we want to attain, we want to become a success, which is all the movement of thought, identification, and so on, so on. So thought is the very essence of deterioration of a brain.
It's like what? So I think after you understand that, so he's saying thoughts, deterioration of the brain. So you have to understand what this author has a preference for. The author here has a preference for absolute truth. Having preference for absolute truth, he's saying every thought you have takes you away from that knowingness. So in that sense, this is deteriorating you because your quality of the awareness is not to the fullest. You see, you're not aware, you're not seeing what is to the fullest.
Huh?
The thought is me. thought is I.
Thought is me. Thought,
But is it not possible that there is, within the field of thought, another area where thought is organic and living?
so,
Thought generally.
Yeah, yeah. This guy does I don't know, like, oh no, I can't. My God, can't believe you asked me that.
so
We have been through
that
this.
means
Sir.
we have to go into the question of what is thought? What is thought? If you had no memory, you wouldn't be able to think. Memory is the accumulation of experience as knowledge, right? That's obvious. No? Please, this is
Yeah, please talk to me.
even the most profound scientist says this. So please accept it. If you want to accept the specialists. But you can observe your own brain in operation. So, if that is so, then what is one to do? You understand? Any movement of thought deteriorates the brain. Any movement. Right? Huh? Go.
How can we live without thinking?
How can we live without thinking? We have been through all this, I'll tell you. That means listen to, find out. Listen with care, with affection, with not saying, well, I've heard this before. And you say, and if you have heard it before and I repeat it again, you say, I'm bored. But if you have listened, tested, acted, found out, you will never be bored. That every time you see, you test it, there's something new taking place. And if you merely say, yes, I understand you have said so and so, and you're repeating yourself, I'm bored, or semi-bored, which means you have not tested it. You have not experimented, gone into it. And if you discover something, you want to go into it more and more and more and more. There's never a moment of boredom. It's like those research people. They're never bored. They're at it from morning till night because they want to discover something new. When we are confronted with this enormous complex problem, which is that thought in its very nature and structure is the major factor of the deterioration of the brain, from that you ask, what is one to do? Right? Please listen. Who is asking this question? Thought is asking that question.
Man, yeah. You see, I don't know if you guys are following or not, but when you realize that thought is asking that question, it's kind of like a mind fuck, because it implies something. The implications of it is so insane, because it says that you are also a thought, but thought exists in the realm of imagination. So you are an imagination, imagining your existence, but also imagining all the thoughts, all right, which is all of this is like an overlay on top of reality. That's that's what he's saying, and he's saying you can directly be conscious of that. That's crazy. Crazy. It's crazy.
Right?
What right? It's insane, dude.
So,
Mind blown.
as long as you ask the question, which is, thought says, what am I to do? Then thought says, I must find an action which will get rid of my routine, my mechanical process. How am I to stop thinking?
Look at her. You asked this
I
question.
can't. In life, I must think. Of course, you must think. Otherwise, you won't be here, and I won't be here. So, as long as thought has any form of movement, whatever it does will be a factor of deterioration of the brain. Now, if you really understand that, really see the truth of it, you're finished.
Yes, let's go. So you have to understand all this information, whatever he's saying, even this, exists in the realm of conceptual knowledge. But you can find out for yourself. Like if I point and I say, look man, where this finger is pointing, there is moon. Alright? The moon is white in color, it glows, and around it there is black with like shiny white sparkling spots, and they call that stars. And then there is, you talk about the moon. That's exactly what this guy is doing. But the beauty of this knowledge, and it's all, there's like an underlying motivation here for you to like have your awareness go through the pointer. Let's say information is a pointer. Have your awareness get redirected through this pointer, and then look at the moon and see it for yourself. Oh my god, what that guy said is right. Oh, moon is white. There are stars around the moon. Oh, I see the white spots. Oh, that is stars, I see. You know what I mean? And that's what he's saying. My man.
Truth of it, you're finished.
Yes. So he say, if you just see the moon, that's it. You're done.
Then you have placed thought in its right place, which is thought being the outcome of knowledge, memory, experience. Thought is necessary to drive a car, to take a bus, to go home, to go to the factory. But thought, if the brain realizes that thought is the factor that is making it deteriorate, then it says, all right, I've understood this. I've got it. Then we can go into much deeper thing. You follow? Now we are all surface. So there is the positive action of thought, to which we are all accustomed to, is the factor of deterioration. The non-action of thought, which is thought leaving its right place, then the brain can never deteriorate.
It's like mic drop. That's it. Never deteriorate. You know what? Mic drop. I'm done. Leaving. It's funny. Yeah.
It can never deteriorate.
See, that's enough. That's it. I'm done. Yeah. It's funny. Alright guys. I guess this is it. I just wanted to make a quick video. And to that one viewer who's watching, hi. And let me know if you like this kind of content or not. There's supposed to be an option in this live stream. Oh, I do have clips. If I press a shortcut called Ctrl-Shift-F, I can make clips. Interesting. Next time I shall do it. All right, is there anything else? Just gonna wait a couple more moments, and then, you know what, whoever's watching, have a good night or a good morning, and I will see you next week. Next video is going to be exciting. See you guys again